Great. And should I also start or should we wait a little bit longer? Cool. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Colson. I'm a Graft advocate, and I'll be hosting Community Talk 19. We will start off with community updates from multiple sources, followed by a in-depth segment where we will be hosting Graftronauts. The hackathons sponsored by the Graph have been added to the community calendar, and you can find a link to the calendar in the chat room of this call and in the description of the recording. A couple of events you should definitely check out are the FVM Space Warp Hackathon. This is a hackathon leading up to the launch of Filecoin's virtual machine on mainnet in February 2023. The FVM Space Warp Hackathon will take place from January 20th to February 10th, and I hope everybody will check that out. The second one is Eat Denver, which is the largest and longest running Ethereum Buildathon event. Several members of the Graph ecosystem will be attending this event and a couple of side events around that, so make sure that you come vibe with us. Eat Denver will start at February 24th and will end on March 5th, with the core event including the hackathon starting on March 2nd. The third one is Scaling Ethereum 2023, which is hosted by Eat Global. And if you want more information on that, you can check out Eat Global's website to find out how you could apply for that hackathon too. Links for these events will be posted in the chat room and in the description. The next topic is the Graph Improvement Proposal 40. The Graph Council recently voted to move forward with GIP 40, a proposal detailing changes that will deploy the Graph's contract on Arbitrum. The first one of those changes are currently going into effort, gradually enabling the Graph network as a protocol to operate entirely in Arbitrum. The Graph's billing contract on Arbitrum enables one-step billing experience. You can now easily add your GRT to your billing balance without the need to bridge manually across chains. In this new process, your GRT will be securely deposited into the Arbitrum billing contract after you deposit your GRT in the Subgraph Studio. This makes adding GRT to your billing balance easier than ever. So very, very nice. The next community updates are from the core developers of the Graph. They are posting these on the forum as well, where you can read them in much more detail, but I will go over them and give you a small overview on what the core developers have been working on in the last month, and obviously in the time before that as well. Node worked on improving the quality of service, price predictability, and billing developer experience in the decentralized network, and in 2023, their focus lies in unit economics and sustainable growth of the network. Once again, these are also on the forum with a lot more details on the stuff that I'm talking about now. So please check them out. It's really interesting to read and it gives a great experience on and great knowledge on what the core developers are working on. So the next one is the Guild. They improved GraphNode, Graph Client, and Graph CLI. And in 2023, they will improve them even more and publish a roadmap for the Graph Tooling Task Force. Semiotic Labs has made improvement on AutoAgora in December and made progress on verifiable scalar. They have also partnered with the liquid staking protocol Tenderize, which we have hosted on Community Talk before. So the announcements for that are found on Tenderize's Twitter, and they will also be shared here. In the following months, Semiotic will continue to investigate AutoAgora's performance and continue to work on verifiable scalar. They also want to improve the quality on the allocation optimizer indexer tooling. Next up is GraphOps. They have made a flurry of progress on GraphCast and has recently open sourced the GraphCast SDK and POI radio repositories. They will continue to work on GraphCast and Launchpad among many other initiatives. GraphOps will also keep hosting Indexer and Launchpad office hours, and the next Indexer office hours will start in about 100 minutes at 1800 UTC in this server, so I hope to see everyone there as well. Then Outlast is streaming fast and they have worked on Substreams 0.1.0 release, which is the biggest release since their initial launch of the Substreams. Next up, I would like to bring on Chris Ewing and Paulo Diomede from Graft to talk about the move from being a delegator-focused community to now having a really cool indexer. So I would like to bring them on.
Hi, thank you,
Hey, thanks,
Colton.
Colson. Appreciate it. Grafternaut started out as a just a delegator-based community. We were in Telegram. Um, Primarily, we were just looking for ways to support some of the non-technical members of the community, people that might not be, they're not into the code, they're not into a lot of the tech, but they understand that it's important, and they were looking for ways to participate. The easiest way for a non-technical person to participate is to be a delegator. So we started developing some tooling and some information that would help them select quality indexers. Um, we have a lot of different indexers who are active in the community that help answer questions and sort out wallet issues. Uh, Paulo and Baggy and CM, some of the other admins do as well. Uh, but we decided that we had been delegator facing. That was our focus. That was our drive. But everybody has been learning over the last couple years, and we felt that it was time for us to maybe expand our intellectual horizons and maybe take on a challenge that a couple years ago none of us would have dreamed of. Well, Baggy maybe, but the rest of us, no, we're not. We wouldn't have been doing that. Um, so we started making some plans and just looking at what all was going to be involved in that. And uh, Paulo has done a tremendous amount of research and effort in setting things up and working with the different indexers that we're cooperating with to help us along that journey. We like to think of ourselves as being the first community-facing indexer. I know a lot of the indexers have been involved in the community, uh, but we are the first ones that we started out at the bottom of the food chain and worked our way up, and this is where we like to think that gives us a perspective and an appreciation for the delegator community that can set us apart and establish us as being a trustworthy indexer to delegate to. Uh, there are literally hundreds of quality indexers in the graph. We're thrilled to be one of the one of that number, and today is actually our 2-month anniversary. So we're excited to be here, and I think Paula's got some more detailed information regarding the indexer and getting involved with MIPS and some of uh, the other processes that we are working through.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. So actually, I mean, probably when we started, we didn't imagine that was such amount of work. So immediately we realized that we needed to wear different hats. And for example, as also Chris said, so I am taking care of a lot of stuff, mainly the financial and also legal aspect. And of course, this is a completely new job. So we were used to do content creation. We have like creating beautiful animation artworks and guides tutorials, but then we realized that we spent so many days and nights working on Excel to make sure our financial records are in order, to make forecast and estimation, looking for profitability, or even to just to update all the numbers, share rewards, and so on. Of course, we have also our technical team, specifically Bagged, that is also here online, that is making amazing tools and dashboard that we use a lot to measure statistic metrics. But then because of course this is turning to become a company now, so we needed also proper financial records and also to take care of some legal aspects, also creating our bylaws to be sure that we are ready also in the future to scale. Because I mean, we all know that 2023 this year is will be a phenomenal year for the ecosystem. So we wanted to start and prepare everything to be ready to for for further growth and for further expansion. So, and as Chris said, today marks also the second month, and actually it's really beyond any imagination. that because we reached now 7 million GRT stake in the network, so just in 2 months. So we are really so happy and proud. But we need also to thank a lot of people. So we want to thank all the supporters, so all the delegators, and also a lot of friends from the indexer community, because as someone said, probably we said this a lot of times. So the indexer are in competition, but actually we saw so many cooperation, so many people, and I mean friends that are, I mean, were very happy to help us. Like from, I don't know, I want to quote, for example, Vince Petosha from Nodify, that was helping a lot for MIPS, or also Payne from Stick Squid, and that is also doing an excellent help for us, and also Data Nexus, and so many people, but also all the community members in Graftonas that gave so much trust and gave also, the support in our journey. So we are really, I mean, happy to be in this journey. And as Chris said, so I think it was the natural step for us to dig more into the protocol, and also to better support not only the ecosystem, but also to better support our delegators, because we wanted to understand better how the things work, because the graph is really complex make a protocol with a lot of moving parts, and sometimes from the external point of view, as just supporting delegators, we were not able to understand how things are working. So we needed to put our hands at work, and so we are really happy on the decision we made. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that update, guys, and congratulations on the 2 month anniversary. I'm really hoping that in a couple of months we can bring you guys back on to talk about what all happened and how that scaling is going, because I think this is a really cool thing to see, being part of Grafternauts for some time now as well, just seeing the growth and all this cool stuff that you guys are doing. So it would be great to have you on again in a couple months to see what you guys are up to and how the indexer is doing. So I hope you are able to do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be very happy to. Yeah,
Great. Then I would like to thank you guys again. And then we have a couple more updates.
thanks to
So
you.
following these, oh, sorry, thank you. Following the updates from the core developers and this amazing update from the Grafternauts, we have a couple of updates on the network statistics. We currently have more than 600 subgraphs on the decentralized service, over 400 indexers serving that data, over 11,000 delegators delegating more than 1.9 billion GRT. So it's super great to see. I would also like to mention that in January, on the last onboarding wave for the Graph Advocates program, 12 new Graph Advocates were onboarded. So really nice to see people from all over the world coming together and being part of the Advocates program. If you are not a Graph Advocate yet, please apply. We are really looking for new people, and it's a great opportunity for everybody to join and be more active in the community. It's very welcoming, so I would definitely recommend everybody that's not a Graph Advocate yet to apply to be a Graph Advocate. There are a number of new podcasts about the graph and the members of its ecosystem. First off, we had the best of GRTIQ in 2022, which was GRTIQ episode 98, highlighting the best moments of GRTIQ in 2022. Then we had GRTIQ episode 99 with Brian Berman, who is the ecosystem brand and marketing manager at EdgeNode. This one was a really cool episode, so I would recommend everybody checking that one out. We have also coming up the episode 100 of GRTIQ, and if you would like to be part of that amazing milestone, visit grtiq.com/100. So that's grtiq.com/100, and a link to that will also be provided in the chat room, and you will find some instructions there on how to join this amazing milestone. Then there was a episode of the Crypto Mastery podcast where Simon Schmidt was featured to talk about EdgeNode, the graph, and the future of decentralized data. We have some updates from the contributions of the graph advocates, and I would like to highlight a few of them. Graph Advocates recently translated a Telegram chatbot, or well, a chatbot in general, that's also featured on Telegram, that now automatically answers questions about the graph in multiple languages. And also, they are translating the Advocate Spotlight newsletter, which was started by Kyle LaRue, and it's now being translated into 5 languages. So that's English, Chinese, Spanish, French, and Urdu. If you speak any other language that's not featured here yet, feel free to reach out to anyone in the Advocates DAO Discord server, and we will onboard you into that process so we can share all these cool highlights with even more people in more different languages. To end off this community talk, a few updates on the multi-chain future of the graph. The first Gnosis subgraph has migrated to the decentralized network, so welcome Connext, very cool to see. And also, Gnosis chain is now available for beta for indexing and querying on the decentralized network. So a huge shout out to all of the indexers that are participating in the MIPS program. There is a lot of progress, and I'm sure that we will have more updates on that in the upcoming months in community talk. So these were all of the community updates for this community talk. And once again, I would like to uh, ask that, or thank you that Paolo and Chris came on. And I would like to thank everyone for joining. A quick reminder, the next edition of Indexer Office Hours starts at 1800 UTC. So that's in about 100 minutes. So make sure you're there as well to hear more updates from the Indexer community. And as you guys can see, we have a lot of time left for Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or ask the questions in the chat. All right, I don't think I see any questions in the chat. So I would like to invite everyone once again to join Indexer office hours in about 100 minutes. And if there are no further questions, I would like to give everybody half an hour back. And hopefully we will see you in the next community talk, which is going to be next month. So I would like to thank everybody for being here, and I wish everybody a great day. See you next time, guys.
Thanks, Colson. See you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.